A millionaire walks into a store. He can afford the luxury car, the expensive watch, the giant house upgrade. But instead, he quietly invests the money. Yet this exact decision is one reason rich people stay rich. Here is the biggest lie people believe. Most wealthy people are not rich because they earn crazy money. Many become wealthy because they handle money differently. While most people spend first and save later, rich people often do the opposite. And some of their habits will honestly surprise you. In this video, we are breaking down what rich people actually do with their money. And number 2 quietly changes everything because it looks simple, but it builds wealth faster than most people realize. Quick question. If you suddenly became rich tomorrow, what's the first thing you would buy? Be honest, because by the end of this video, you may think very differently about money. Let's start with the habit that separates wealth builders from almost everybody else. This sounds strange at first. How can you pay yourself? You already are yourself. But wealthy people think differently. The moment money arrives, they move part of it away. Before shopping, before lifestyle upgrades, before random spending. They save and invest first, then live on what remains. Financial experts call this pay yourself first. Many wealthy people automate savings and investments before touching spending money. Most people do the opposite. Bills first, spending second, fun third, then maybe savings. If anything survives. Usually, nothing survives. Rich people understand one powerful truth. If money stays visible, humans spend it. So they remove temptation. Automatic investing, automatic savings, automatic wealth building. Small amounts become big over time. And that leads to the next thing rich people do. Something most people completely misunderstand. This is where rich people think differently. Poor people work for money. Rich people try to make money work for them. Sounds dramatic, but it is true. Wealthy people rarely let cash sit still. They buy things that can grow in value or produce income. Stocks, businesses, real estate, dividend investments, assets. Financial experts say wealthy individuals often focus on investing regularly instead of leaving large amounts of money idle. The goal is long-term growth through compounding. Imagine 2 people. One buys a luxury car. The other buys investments. 10 years later, one owns an older car worth less. The other may own assets producing money. This is the shift. Rich people ask, will this make me money later? Not just, can I afford today? That single question changes financial decisions forever. But investing alone is not the whole story. Because many people make more money, then somehow still stay broke. Why? The next habit explains everything. This one surprises people. Many rich people do not immediately upgrade everything. Income rises, but spending rises slowly. This is called avoiding lifestyle inflation. Lifestyle inflation means you earn more, then instantly spend more. Better phone, better car, bigger house, luxury upgrades. Soon, you earn double, yet somehow feel equally broke. Wealthy people often avoid upgrading too fast and instead continue investing as income grows. Research on millionaires repeatedly highlights living below your means as a major habit. Here is a strange truth. Many wealthy people look ordinary. Average clothes, simple cars, normal homes. Not because they are cheap, because freedom matters more than showing off. The goal is wealth, not looking wealthy. And honestly, this next habit may be the biggest mindset difference of all. Most people buy things. Rich people often buy ownership. That sounds small, but changes everything. Normal spending usually loses value. Phones, clothes, gadgets, cars, luxury items. Rich people often focus on buying assets, businesses, stocks, rental properties, income-producing investments, things that may grow or pay them back. Many studies of self-made millionaires show a focus on long-term investing and ownership rather than constant consumption. Think about it this way. Most people buy things that cost money every month. Rich people try to buy things that bring money every month. Huge difference. This does not mean wealthy people never enjoy life. They absolutely do. But many buy luxuries after assets grow, not before. And speaking of growth, There's another thing rich people quietly do that most people ignore, and it compounds harder than money. Rich people learn constantly. Books, finance, business, skills, networking, mentors. Why? Because knowledge changes decisions, and decisions create wealth. Research on millionaires repeatedly finds higher reading and learning habits among self-made wealthy people. Many spend time learning business, investing, and personal development. Think about this. A single skill can increase income for years. Negotiation, sales, investing, marketing, communication, leadership. Knowledge compounds. Just like money. Poor decisions cost money. Better decisions create it. Rich people understand this deeply. That is why many spend money learning instead of only consuming entertainment. But knowledge alone is not enough. Because even rich people can lose everything. Which is exactly why they do this next habit. Building money matters. Keeping money matters too. Wealthy people think long-term. Insurance, emergency funds, tax planning, diversification, legal protection, financial planning. Why? Because protecting wealth matters just as much as building it. Experts say wealthy households focus heavily on preservation strategies, including diversified investments and planning against risks. Most people only think, how do I make more? Rich people ask, how do I stop losing what I build? That mindset prevents disasters. Because one bad event, medical issue, economic crash, business problem, could destroy years of progress. Protection feels boring until something goes wrong. And this next habit, almost nobody talks about it. Yet it quietly changes financial life forever. Rich people hate relying on one paycheck. Why? Because one income source feels risky. Lose the job? Everything changes. That is why many wealthy people build different streams of money. Salary, business income, rental income, dividends, freelance work, investments. Research on millionaires consistently shows multiple income streams are common among wealthy households. This does not happen overnight. It starts small, maybe side income, maybe investing, maybe building a skill. Over time, one income becomes two becomes three. Eventually money starts flowing from different directions. And suddenly financial stress feels smaller. Because dependence becomes flexibility. But there is one final thing rich people do that ties everything together. Without this, none of the other habits work. This might be the biggest difference between rich people and everyone else. Rich people think long-term. Most people think about today. Wealthy people think about the next 10 or 20 years. The average person often asks, what feels good right now? A wealthy person usually asks, what will help future me? That one mindset shift changes almost everything. It changes spending habits. It changes saving habits. It changes investing decisions. Rich people understand something many people struggle to accept. Wealth takes time. That is why many start investing early, stay patient, and avoid emotional money decisions. Instead of chasing quick rewards, they focus on steady progress over long periods. Financial experts regularly point to patience and consistency as two of the biggest wealth-building habits. Wealth grows through compound growth, where money slowly begins earning more money over time. But compounding only works if people stay invested long enough. Think of it like planting a tree. You do not plant seeds today and expect a giant tree tomorrow. You water it, protect it, wait patiently. Year after year, growth happens quietly. Money works in a very similar way. At first, progress feels slow. Savings look small. Investments barely move. It feels boring, sometimes frustrating. That is why many people quit too early. They want rich results with short-term behavior. Fast money, quick success, instant rewards. But wealth rarely works like that. Most rich people did not suddenly wake up wealthy. Their money grew slowly. Small investments, smart decisions, years of patience, quiet progress nobody noticed. Then one day, people looked at their success and called it overnight. But it was never overnight. It was consistency repeated for years. That is the real secret. Rich people are often willing to delay pleasure today so they can buy freedom tomorrow. And in the long run, that patience usually wins. So here's the truth nobody talks about. Rich people do not always do flashy things with money. Actually, many do boring things. They save first, invest consistently, buy assets, avoid showing off, protect wealth, build multiple incomes. Think long-term, simple habits, repeated for years. That is what quietly builds wealth. And here's the good news. You do not need millions to start thinking like rich people. You can begin with one habit, one better decision, one smarter move. Because wealth is usually not built in giant moments. It grows through small choices repeated again and again. Now tell me honestly, which rich habit surprised you most? Comment below. And if you want to learn more money habits that quietly change lives, subscribe. Because the next financial mistake we cover might save you years of struggle.